Now let's talk about Tibble Trouble, which is episode 61A. And here's our other special guests, DW, Emily, and the Tibble twins. This better be quick. Emily and I were playing Tower of Cows. Well, actually it was more of Screaming Cow. Speaking of screaming, I bet I can scream louder than you, Timmy. Cannot. Can too. Okay, let's get started. This episode starts out with DW checking off her list of protective equipment. She put on her protective equipment. So did Emily. Then they walked down the street with determined looks on their faces. They were ready for trouble. Tibble Trouble, that is. Yup. Anyway, they walked up to the Tibble house, and the Tibbles opened the door, screaming into DW's and Emily's faces. Who knew they were so loud? I did. Anyway, after the title card was read, Emily showed Tommy that she brought a brand new game called Tower of Cows, but Timmy wanted to play Airplane. After they were done playing that, they played Emily's Quiet game. But the Tibbles ruined the fun by screaming and knocking down the cow tower. Typical. Timmy started it. Did I, Tommy? Did I? Anyway, the scene transitions to DW at bedtime. She looked out the window and saw a big red star. After wishing upon it, she realized she wished on a helicopter. I really thought it was a big red star. How disappointing. Anyway, the scene transitions to everyone at preschool. Tommy entered the scene, without Timmy. He told Miss Morgan that Timmy was sick. That meant the wish came true. The scene then transitions to Timmy in bed. Tommy gave him a card and wanted him to play catch. Timmy didn't want to. So Tommy tried Rocky Road. Timmy didn't want to play that either. Then Mrs. Tibble entered the scene telling Tommy that Timmy needed rest. The scene then transitions to Tommy, DW, and Emily playing Tower of Cows the right way. After Tommy won, they had a cupcake break. Tommy wanted to give Timmy a cupcake, but Mrs. Tibble told him Timmy was asleep. So Tommy threw the cupcake to the window. It wasn't open though. Wow, Tommy must have been really sad. I'll say. Anyway, DW and Emily decided to take Tommy somewhere else so he would forget about Timmy. So the scene transitions to the Elwood City Street Fair. DW, Emily, and Tommy went to the bouncy house. Tommy was the only one not having fun though. Didn't Binky join in the bouncy house too? He did. Anyway, the scene transitions to DW, Emily, and Tommy having ice cream. Tommy thought he saw Timmy, but it was just his reflection in a funhouse mirror. That's when DW had an idea. Maybe if they pretend to be Timmy, Tommy would feel better. So DW had a contest to see who could open their mouths wider and who could scream the loudest. I definitely won that contest because I dropped my cone. Anyway, the scene transitions to Emily and Tommy hitting paddle balls while DW counted. Emily's arm was getting tired though. She wanted to quit, but Tommy wanted to break the world record. That's when DW decided that she and Emily could take turns pretending to be Timmy. So the scene transitions to them playing biplane. It's twice as better as plane. I bet. Anyway, the scene then transitions to DW and Tommy playing Screaming Cow. Tommy was really happy. The scene then transitions to the Reed family having dinner. I dropped my fork, went to pick it up, and bonked my head on the table. Ow. That's when I yelled afterwards. Yup. Anyway, the scene transitions to DW, Emily, and Tommy doing all kinds of activities together. DW and Emily were getting tired. The scene then transitions to me fixing a sandwich. DW entered the scene telling me that she wanted to quit pretending to be Timmy. Then the scene transitions to DW and Emily going to the Tibble's house once again. They decided to tell Tommy that being a Tibble is too much. But once the door was opened, it was not Tommy. It was Timmy. I was all better. What about Tommy? What happened to him? He got sick. He caught it from me. Oh. Anyway, DW decided to take the first shift in being Tommy by playing biplane. And that's how the episode ends. I knew Arthur told great stories. Me too. Me 3. I can't believe I'm saying this, but me 4. Thanks, guys. Well, that's Arthur's chickenpox. Now let's talk about each episode as a whole. What did you think of Arthur's chickenpox, Buster? Well, Arthur, I thought that episode was a classic, but at the same time, I have a fear of germs. So this episode was kind of a mix for me. Interesting. What about Arthur and the true Francine? What did you think of that? Well, I thought seeing Francine and Muffy meet for the first time and seeing their relationship was quite interesting. Except, I never thought Muffy would cheat on a test and let Francine take the blame. Well, it's what crosswires do, I guess. Yeah, but crosswires are supposed to act rich, not sneaky. True. What about Double Tibble Trouble? What did you think of that? Well, I thought this episode was the loudest episode I've ever watched. I had to turn the volume down, but it was still fun. Interesting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the time we have for today. I would like to thank Francine, Muffy, DW, Emily, Tommy, and Timmy for coming on to our show. I would also like to thank Buster for helping me out with this podcast. Finally, I would like to thank you for listening. See you next time. Bye!